Hello everyone. So today in today's topic we are going to discuss about the dividend theories, Modigliani and Miller approach in detail. So before we move on to Modigliani and Miller approach, let us discuss about the two different terminologies that has been used in this approach. So let's move into that. So what is dividend? So dividend is basically a part of the earnings or a profit of a company which is distributed among the shareholders of the basics of their holdings. So dividend here it is refers to a reward or a cash or otherwise called that a company gives to its shareholders a part of its profits. So that is called dividend. So dividend is usually a part of the profit that the company shares with its shareholders. So let's the dividend be, for example, cash dividend, bond dividend, and stock dividend. So let's move into the next terminology. What is dividend policy? So dividend policy determines the division of earnings between payment to shareholders and retained earnings. So the firms, basically the firm has their own structure for their dividends, for their to distribute the dividends. They have their own policies. They have a structured policies which represent, it's a plan of action where it is being followed whenever the dividends or the decisions whenever they are made, they uses their policy, the dividend policy. So a company uses to structure its dividend payout to shareholders, that is called dividend policy. So let's move on to the dividend theories. Okay, there are two theories. It has been classified into two theories. The first theory is irrelevance theory, and the second theory is relevance theory. Irrelevance theory is being propounded by Modigliani and Miller, and relevance theory is propounded by Gordon's model and Walter's model. Okay, so let's discuss in detail about what is irrelevance theory. So irrelevance theory is basically, they say that dividend policy is irrelevant. So dividend policy is irrelevant. Whatever dividend a company is paying to its shareholders, okay, so whatever the dividend a company is paying to its shareholders does not affect the market price of the share or the profitability of the firm, or even does not affect the shareholders wealth. So it is basically says that dividend policy is irrelevant. It doesn't affect the market price or the shareholders wealth or the profitability of a firm. So that is called irrelevance theory. So irrelevance theory was propounded by the two famous person, the pioneers. So we can call them as a pioneers. They are Franco Modigliani and Merton Howard Miller. So they were the two pioneers who proposed this Modigliani and Miller approach. So Modigliani and Miller approach says that a dividend payment, okay, a dividend payment do not have any effect on the profitability of the company and the market price of the share or the value of the firm. It is something that the dividends that the company that is paying to its shareholders will not affect the value of the firm or the market price of the firm, or it doesn't affect the shareholders. So that is mainly the basically mainly depend on the earning capacity. It is solely depend on the earning capacity of a firm and the investment policy. So the investment policy, it's basically, for example, I could say if a company is earning a profit, so the profit is being divided into the shareholders and the firm. It's being distributed to the shareholders in the form of dividend. So when they are distributing the dividends to the shareholders, what happens is here the market price of the share increases. Okay, the market price of the share increases, as well as the value of the firm also increases. Okay, when a firm is distributing a dividend to its shareholders, what happens is like the market price of the share increases as well as the value of the firm also increases. On the other side, when the profit is being distributed, the retained earnings is decreased, as well as there's no sufficient finance. They have no sufficient finance to develop their company. And what happened is that they supply an additional shares, so that what happens is the price of the share decreases and the value of the firm also decreases. So in this two terminology, when the profit is distributed to the dividend, the value of the firm increases. On the other side, what happens, the value of the firm decreases. It's basically so the value of the firm when increases, it subsided to the value of the firm that decreases. And the retained earnings, it's basically the subsided retained earnings is decreasing. So there is no effect. So there is no effect that the dividend so there is no effect on the value of the firm when the dividend is distributed to its shareholders. So the Modigliani and Miller approach, according to them, the dividend payment, okay, the dividend payment do not have any effect on the profitability of the company, or it does not affect the market price of the firm, of the market price of the share and the value of the firm. So let's discuss about the Modigliani and Miller approach. According to Miller and Modigliani approach, the dividend policy has no effect on the price of the share of the firm, and it clearly states that the dividend policy has no effect on the share price of a firm. It is determined by the earning capacity and the investment policy. So let's move into a few assumptions about this approach. So the first assumption is the perfect capital market share exists. So here in this assumption, it says that the shareholders have a perfect capital market. They have a complete knowledge about the market. And the second assumption is rational investors. Rational investors, here it means that the investors are allowed to buy or the share the securities, and they're having the complete knowledge about the shares. And in this assumption, the third assumption is no taxes. There is no any taxes being followed in this approach. And then they have a fixed investment policy. So here it says that there is a fixed investment policies. The investors have their own they have their investment policies. And next, the fifth assumption is about the no flotation cost. There is no any transportation cost or the brokerage fees when the investors they buy and sell the shares or the securities. They do not have any flotation or brokerages fees. No investors can affect market price. So the last important assumption is that investors will not be affected with the market price. So these assumptions has their own criticism. So all these assumptions is being criticized. So how they have criticized is that the criticism is here is basically that the first, so let's discuss in detail about the criticisms on based on these assumptions. So the first assumptions that I said, perfect capital market share exists. So even this is also criticized. It says that there's no any perfect capital market. Okay, there's no any perfect capital market exists, as there is no any complete information about the market price or the shares price. So that is being criticized. The first assumption is being criticized. And the second assumption is here is the rational investors. So here even this is also being criticized. That is, investors do not have a complete knowledge about in the securities or the buying or the selling of the shares. They do not have a complete knowledge. And no taxes, even this is also criticized. In reality, at present, without taxes we cannot what pay or buy a shares. There is tax involved. So even the third is also criticized, that no taxes is also criticized. The fourth is fixed investment policy. Fixed investment policy differs according to the companies. So there is no any fixed investment policy that is being followed by the company, and no flotation cost. As I said, even this is also being criticized. That is, at present, there is a transportation cost, there is a brokerage fees where the investors, when they buy or sell the securities, they are involved with the brokerage fees. So these are the criticisms that is being criticized. All the assumption is being criticized. So next we'll move into the valuation of formula, how this is being valuated, the approach. So the formula here is P1 is equal to P naught into 1 plus KE minus D1. So P1 is your market price per share, a future price at end of the period. So P naught is market price at beginning of the period, that is your current market price. And K here is the cost of capital, and D1 dividend to be received at end of a period. So this is the formula that we are going to use in this approach, and we will discuss a problem based on this approach, and we will solve a problem on Modigliani-Miller approach, and we'll discuss about this problem. So here we have a limited, Weigai Limited belongs to a risk class for which the appropriate class rate is 10%. It currently has outstanding 5,000 shares selling out rupees for 100 each. The firm is contemplating on declaration of dividend worth rupees 6 per share at the end of current. The company expects to have net profit of rupees 50,000 and tax proposal making of new investment rupees 1 lakh. Show under model whether payment of dividend affects or does not affect the value of the firm. So let's discuss about this problem in detail. So first we need to calculate the market price of the share. So first and foremost, we need to calculate the market price of the share. So I've given you the formula here. So here is a formula. We are going to use this formula and calculate the market price of the share. So first we will find when dividend is paid. Okay, when dividend is paid, your P naught is 100 and 1 plus K is 10%. So we are converting it to decimal. And your dividend is 6. So when we calculate, you'll get rupees 104. When dividend is not paid, okay, when the dividend is not paid, your dividend will be 0, and your KE value will be 0.10, and your P naught will be 100. So the rupees 110. When dividend is paid, it is rupees 104, and when dividend is not paid, it is rupees 110. So we are going to use this in the following statement. So this is the statement that we are going to do. But we have divided into 3 columns: particulars, dividend paid, dividend not paid. So the profits here is 50,000. So here, see, the net profit of Weigai Limited is rupees 50,000. So here we have put the 50,000 here. 50,000 and 50,000. Dividend paid is 50,000, and dividend when it is not paid, 50,000 profits. So less dividend paid. So next we are going to minus the dividend paid. So the shares here is 5,000 shares, and the dividend is rupees 6. Okay, the dividend worth is rupees 6 per share. So we are using 5,000 shares into rupees 6 is when the dividend paid, it is 30,000, where we are not going to take the dividend payment in this column. So it is nil. And the retained earnings, when you subtract 50,000 minus 30,000, you will get 20,000. And here 50,000 minus there's no nil here, so it will be same 50,000. So cost of the new project. So what is the cost of the new project here is 1 lakh. Okay, tax proposal making of a new investment is rupees 1 lakh. So we are taking that 1 lakh here. So the cost of new project is 1 lakh, and the funds required here is 80,000 and 50,000. So 20,000 minus 1 lakh, you'll get 80,000. 50,000 minus 1 lakh, you'll get 50,000. Okay. So we need to find the number of shares that is required to fund the project. How you're going to find that is, we are going to take funds required divided by, we have already calculated the market price of the share. So 80,000 divided by 104, you'll get 769.23. And for dividend not paid is 50,000 funds required. So divided by the market price of the share, that is 110, we'll get 454.554. Okay, so we have got the number of new shares required to fund the project. The dividend, okay, for the dividend paid is 769.23 and dividend not paid is 454.54. So the next is the total number of shares. So we need to find the total number of shares. So how are you going to find the total number of shares here is old plus new shares. We are going to calculate both old and new shares. So the old share is 5,000. 5,000 per shares. So 5,000 plus the new share is 769.23. So we are going to calculate that the both, and we are getting the value as 5,769.23. And for the dividend not paid, it is 5,000 plus 454.54. When you calculate both, you will get 5,454.54, which is dividend not paid, the total number of shares. So the last is, we need to find the value of the firm. Okay, we need to find value of the firm, that is total number of shares into market price of share. So the total number of shares here is 5,769 into market price of share for when dividend is paid is rupees 104. So we are going to use that, we'll get 6 lakh. The same way for dividend not paid, the total number of shares is 5,454.54. And when dividend is not paid, the market price is 110. So we are going to multiply that and we are getting 6 lakh. So this is a problem based on Modigliani-Miller approach. So to conclude this, I would like to say that market value of firm is not affected by the dividend decision of the firm. So here in this problem itself, it clearly states that, therefore, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter if a company pays dividend or not. If it doesn't pay the dividend, at the end of a day, the value of the firm remains constant. Okay, at the end of the day, what happens? The value of the firm remains constant. So this is what the Modigliani and Miller approach says. The dividend policy will not affect the price of the shares of the firm or the value of the firm or the profitability of the firm or the market price of the firm. The dividends will not affect. So this problem clearly states that, it clearly says that whether the company is paying dividend or if it's not paying dividend, the value of the firm remains constant. Thank you.